Hey guys, if you're into fast and furious crossovers, do you know that Jaguar makes a very special FPace? Yep. If you're into the X3M or the X5M or the AMG version of the Mercedes-Benz crossovers, you'll know that these high performance crossovers put out a lot of power. And in Jaguar terms, the SV stands for Special Vehicle Operations, and the R means this is the top of the line quickest FPace. And in this video, I'm going to give you a walk around. I'm going to show you, the one that your neighbors won't have, and talk about what makes this such a special vehicle. Because let's face it, Jaguar is not on the list of many car buyers nowadays in the United States, but maybe it should be. So let's dive in and let's talk about, well, where we always start, and that's with what makes it special and what's under the hood. But before we do that, I got to show you these wheels. Check this out, guys. We are rolling on 295/35 ZR22s. Yep, these are 22s on a vehicle that's roughly in between like an X5 and an X3M. And that is a lot of tire and a lot of grip. And I'm here in California, and I just got behind the wheel of this, and I spent the last couple hours carving canyons, and there's your SVR logo on the wheel. I actually love these wheels. I think the pattern is really cool. It's unique. It's not too often that I see a wheel that I like, because let's face it, there's so many designs now that they all start to blend together. But this wheel is really cool. Like I said, I've just been driving it for the last couple hours, carving canyons, and I put some hurt onto a Telluride. Yeah, don't ask me why, but this car will do that for you. So let's start with what's under the hood, and that is, of course, a very big old V8 that produces 550 horsepower, and unlike most cars, you can actually see, look at that, you can actually see, well, the top of the power plant, and 550 horsepower for a crossover of this size is really good. Jaguar says that we're looking at a 0 to 60 time of just under 4 seconds, which is quick, and yeah, it's got a bunch of special features that we'll go into. And most of the special features are actually on the inside, so let's take a peek on the inside. First and foremost, you get these really cool and really interestingly done sport seats. Now, I have a personal problem with Jaguars, and that is this right there. This actually hits me right at the crook of my back, where my head connects to my spine, and it's not comfortable for me, but that's because, I'm kind of tall. I think if you're like normal, then you probably not have that issue. That's just a Roman issue. And of course, you've got the SVR embossed seat. You also have this very meaty, very special, thick steering wheel. And then one of the things I really like is I can put my elbow just like that up here on this big and meaty door sill. Now, in terms of its size, this is where I sit. So before we get in the front seat, let's take a look at the back seat. And like any, let's say, compact-ish, sporty crossover, a legroom for me at least, as you can tell, is a little bit on the tight side. But once again, you've got this very bespoke and intricate and beautiful pattern in the back of the seat. And both the back seat passengers have their own individual controls, and then of course we have a full-on sunroof that obviously opens up and allows a lot more sun in. You do have a Meridian surround sound system, which I have not been able to listen to because I've been just loving the glorious exhaust notes out of these quad tailpipes. Let me start the car up for you. I can vroom vroom it. I'll vroom vroom it. But I'm here by myself, so you're gonna have to have a little bit of patience with me. So let me start the bad boy up. Let me hit the little button here, which gives you the added exhaust note. Opens it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna go in the back here, and I'll set the camera down, and I'll let you guys listen to it, and hopefully the golf course folks won't get too scared when I give it a little bit of the beans. So let's listen to what it sounds like. And let me know in the comments below if you like the sound of this big old V8. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Vroom, vroom. Oh my, I gotta say I love that. I don't want to do that too much. Here, let me show you. I'm gonna lift the camera up. There's a golf course right behind this hedge, and I think if there were somebody teeing off, I'd be in deep trouble. I used to caddy as a kid, so I do respect the rules of golf, but oh my gosh, that is loud. And when you're driving it and you let off the gas, you still get that kind of crackle and pop that makes for that really, I would say, bespoke Jaguar driving experience. So let's talk about what you get when you get inside the car. Here we have, start it up again. Start button. Now we have different modes, so you can change it from, I believe we're in comfort as a default, to dynamic, to eco, and then of course changes the suspension. It's dynamic suspension. It changes the steering input. It changes the shift points, making for a much sportier vehicle. And like I say, I was carving canyons with this, and it is pretty astounding at how small and intimate this crossover becomes when you're actually out there, making it imitate a sports car. And Jaguar has improved their infotainment system. It used to be a little slow and cumbersome, but I'm finding this okay. It works actually pretty well. It's obviously part of the JLR family, and in the past the systems have been kind of clunky and slow, but I think over the years Jaguar has actually made it much more intuitive and much easier to use. So obviously you got navigation. We're at Westlake Village, so you can kind of see where we're at. And then if you want to go home, you just hit the home button. There you go, and it welcomes me to someplace. I don't know, maybe I can turn it off, so I didn't mean to turn it off. Let's go back to the home button. There we go, there's the home button. Phone, there of course is your entertainment. And like I say, it's pretty intuitive. It's hard as an automotive journalist. We drive so many different cars that it becomes somewhat confusing, because every day you're in a different car. I know the world's smallest violin. I'm very blessed to be able to do this, but from kind of learning an infotainment system, it can be kind of tricky. Of course, paddle shifters. You've got obviously, the usual audio control along with an audio control here, and I'm kind of really loving these little roller controls. Here you have all your performance stuff, so you can obviously turn off your exhaust, make it a little bit more quiet if you want to sneak out of your neighborhood, and then turn on traction control. And then pretty straightforward controls, passenger and driver. Pretty easy to use once you get to learn them. They're not that difficult, and I do like the fact, let me turn that volume down. I do like the fact that you have actually a real shift lever that allows you to engage the vehicle, and then of course the park button. Overall, let me show you, pretty good headroom. It is a compact crossover, so it's not huge, but for most people this vehicle will do just fine. And then, the pleasant surprise that I found is, let me go back there now. Let's start it off again. I'll show you how much room is actually in the back if you're looking for something that's family friendly. And we will talk about pricing. The FPace starts right around $50,000 if you get the smaller engined one. But this all-conquering 550 horsepower monster comes in at $86,000. So here's my camera bag. It's a good amount of space. It's not bad. Let's take a peek at what's under here. Look at that. A 50 mile an hour or 80 kilometer wheel. So at least it's a full-size spare-ish. It's not full-size, all right. A spare that's not a run flat. Let me at least restate that. And I do love the look of the dual exhaust popping out the back. Anyway, so there you have it. Just a quick look. I also like this. I like this little double spoiler on top of the other spoiler, so you get two spoilers. And this is just your first and quick look at a vehicle that many of you probably haven't considered if you're out there looking for a very sporty crossover, and maybe you should. Like I say, it's weird being in a car that is so buttoned down and so quick and so fast and so engaging. And at the same time, you're sitting up so high, right? You're usually used to being in something much more sporty. But in today's world, these high-performance crossovers have gotten better. I've been doing this for 11 years, and over the 11 years, they just keep getting better and better, so that, it's almost hard to tell that we're no longer in a sports car, but we're in a crossover. And then, you can tell this vehicle means business. Not only are the 22s massive, but look at the size of those brakes. I believe they're 195 millimeters. That's just massive. That is like the biggest dinner plate I have ever seen. So this might be something worth looking at if you want a very quick and very capable crossover, and you don't want the same car that your neighbor has parked, or the same car that a colleague is driving, because Jaguar is not right now selling a lot of cars in America, and so this is your opportunity to own something different and new and unique. Well, guys, as always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane. I think now in this case. Thanks for checking out this fun Jaguar with me, and I will come back later with another Jaguar, because I also get to drive the newish F-Type. And by the way, the F-Type has now gone to all V8s before Jaguars goes all electric in 2025. So this is kind of the last hurrah for the internal combustion engine Jaguars. All right, see you guys next time. Let me know if you like it or not in the comments below. See you guys next time. Ciao.